What, no, where'd you get that? Where did you get that? All right, well, I don't know. So, where'd you get that shoe? What?
Oh, me! You want to know why I came? Well, let me tell you. I saw that advertisement in that fairy magazine. I saw them talking about the workshops, how to get beyond the storybook image. And I thought that was for me. I need to have a few new tricks. But I have a word that has got me very challenged. Her name is Marti. Oh yes, she's from a long, long line of the Hannigan family. I have been fairy godmothering for them for centuries. Oh, it kind of goes back a ways. First there was Kathleen. Let me tell you about Kathleen. She was in Cork, Ireland, you see, and all she ever wanted was to have a store of her own. That's all she ever wanted. So I sat that there on her shoulder and we figured how to plan. And before you know it, she had exactly what she wanted. I have quite the powers, you know. And then Kathleen's son, oh heavens, he was quite a deal. I don't know how I got through the days with Joseph Elmer. Oh, now, don't you be sitting there being smug, Mrs. O'Callaghan. Your young ward, Johnny, he was the bad blood in the bit. Joseph Elmer was just along for the ride, but they did get caught horse thieving. It's true. So Joseph Elmer, he just decided he'd better get off that little green island. And he took me off to America with him. I was sitting right on the shoulder, where was I to go? But so we went off to America. And he had quite a nice life himself. He had himself a daughter, Colleen Patricia Hannigan. Oh, you're right, Mike. Thanks. Oh my heavens, they saved the best Irish name for the girl they take to America. What kind of clan of Hannigans is this? Colleen Patricia. All she ever wanted was to go adventuring. So we went adventuring. I didn't have to use my wings once with her. She took me off in a plane. We went flying, we went to Italy. Oh my heavens, I saw the pyramids in Mexico. I went everywhere with her. But as she got older, she developed the family diseases. Oh my heavens, she carried just all these things inside her. There was Parkinson's disease. It went way back, but she got it really bad. And she was shaking all the time. I sat there anyway, I just sat there and soothed and talked to her and just talked to her, and I know she could hear me. They can hear us, can't they? Oh, Margaret, please. Oh, please tell me. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, tell me they can hear us. I know they can. But then she also got that baseball disease. Oh no, they don't get it from baseball. It's just that famous guy. He was a baseball player that he got it, and so was ALS. And so she's got quite the legacy of the disease in her. But okay, I really want to tell you about Marti. She's so worried. She's got all this stuff in her Irish side. And so all through her young life, she just embraced the Swiss side of her. Her dad was from Switzerland. She kind of liked that. They're so neutral. You don't have to take sides that way. And with the fighting clans of the Irish, I suppose it was kind of a comfort for her. But somewhere when she was quite little, that daddy of hers wasn't quite that neutral. He had some wandering hands. And he would come into her bedroom late at night. And I would flap my wings so hard. I would flap them so hard, trying to push him away. But my fairy powers were not good enough for him. He came anyway. And oh my heavens, that girl cried. And I sat there and cried with her. It just hurt so much. Daddy shouldn't do those things. And a fairy godmother has to protect her. My fairy wand was just powerless. Oh, she's so worried. She's got that neutral side of the Swiss and then all this disease on the other side. So I had an idea. I decided that if we took up knitting, perhaps I could teach her a few things. But the poor girl, she's a bit slow at times, you know, she doesn't take to the fairy ways all that quickly. And she started to knit all right, but she just got to the one stitch. Now knitting's got two, you know. So she does the knitting, and sure enough, you can do a hat. You can just keep going around in circles. It's just the one side. But you need the other. You need that other side, the pearl in life. And I keep trying to tell her that that Irish side is her pearl. I do think she can hear me. I do. It's kind of like the two sides of her family. It is. That one side, that one she embraced all her life, is like that knitting stitch that she just keeps going around with. And then there's this other side. That DNA, they say, it's just one thing out of place, it can make things all go wrong. But that means if we can just move one right back into the right place, everything will go just right. So I keep telling her, you got to learn that other stitch, but she just kept knitting that one stitch. And then last week, the day I sat there and she got it. I was just beating my wings with joy. I was thanking my lucky leprechauns that I was hers again. She got the pearl stitch. And I think it's bringing some diversity into her thinking. She's really realizing that if you just take both halves, no matter what you get, think about it yourselves. Whatever you got. Perhaps, the diversity of the two can just mix together just right. And you can create something more beautiful with both halves. And she'll have that pearl from the Irish side. She just must embrace us. And I'll help her knit her life back together again.